Welcome back to Legendary Mel Games. I'm your host, Joe, and we are exploring deeper into Far Harbor today. Let's go ahead and start with Captain Avery.
Captain Avery's all right.
Avery.
Yes.
I'll be straight with you. It's never easy to ask anyone on this island for help, much less a stranger. But I've got a responsibility to these people, and I have a job for you if you're up for it. Besides, I know you're tougher than you look.
I'm happy to help with anything I can.
If you say so. We get our drinking water from a purifier not far outside of town. We had a bad storm not long before you got here, and it must have damaged the fog condensers that protect the road to the purifier. I sent Howard Dunbar out to fix them. He was out there when the Mirelurks hit us, and I'm afraid they might have got him, too. I was hoping you might go have a look. If the worst happened, maybe you could get those fog condensers back online. If you're up to it, just head south out of town. It's paying work, of course. I wouldn't ask a stranger to stick their neck out on our behalf, unless I was willing to pay a fair share for it.
All right, I'll head out there now.
Good. Our water supply won't last much longer.
As you can see, the town is literally at its wit's end, so let's go ahead and help out Captain Avery. She is literally the only one who has really legitimately cared about our existence since we've been here. So let's go ahead and look for her fallen comrade. Nick is finally with us again, and there is Vim, aka the Fallout's version of Moxie, because Maine loves Moxie. If you don't know, hopefully now you do. So, let's go ahead over this way, and this building over here is actually going to lead us to the bowling alley, which I think is neat that literally pretty much every part of every Fallout game has some sort of bowling alley in it. Absolutely love that they are staying true to that. Beaver Creek Lanes, and actually that is going to be the first leg of this journey. If you don't mind, ghouls, we are exploring. Sheesh. And of course, the stalker is going to literally stun lock us without being able to reload our weapon. Holy moly, could you cut it out, buddy? Sheesh. Far Harbor, everyone, where exploring goes to die. So, thanks for the assist there, Nick. I'm glad that you were just standing there watching me. So, now that this is out of the way, let's go ahead and continue further on. And since we're here, we might as well check out Beaver Creek Lanes. Maybe we should get the guy first. Let's go after the guy. Just because we know he's here and we can always go back. Looks like the marker is literally right over here behind the house, and there is the fog condenser that we need to repair. So over here, and soft shell Mirelurks. So just like the Westing Estate, luckily it is nothing too crazy. But from what I've seen so far of Far Harbor, the enemies are absolutely psychotic on this island. So this is literally probably the easiest thing we'll ever face. I mean, even the ghouls have been consistently legendary. It is nutty. And freezing pipe pistol. Okay. We may have to do something with this. Turn this into an automatic weapon, and it only uses regular 45 ammo, and can potentially freeze the enemy after so many hits. Absolutely. As you can see there, we got the repair tool to fix the fog condensers. And this is the really cool concept of Far Harbor. So apparently we use the tool on these fog condensers, and they literally just suck up the fog in the area so that I guess the really big monsters can't spawn around you, which I think is just an outstanding thing that they do. I'm guessing they can either get damaged or maybe over time they just stop working. I'm not really sure, because otherwise it just seems like you could repair every one in all of Far Harbor and just never have enemies. So I'm sure the game has a way to prevent you from doing that. So now that we've got that taken care of, I think it's time to go bowling. What do you think, Nick? Beaver Creek Lanes sound good to you? I mean, it kind of looks like the Bucky Beaver a little bit. Just from the front instead of the side. Let's head on in and apparently get whacked immediately. Do you mind, ghoul? Sheesh. And that time, Nick actually helped us. So, let's go ahead and see what this place has in store. I have a feeling this area is literally going to be a loot fest, which absolutely makes me wonder if we're going to end up getting any settlements on Far Harbor. Let's go ahead and break into the employees only area. And luckily, nothing too crazy yet.
That's it.
You know, I'm so used to Piper liking when I do it that Nick just doesn't really seem to care. He only seems to care when it comes to electronics. So I'm sure we'll find something to hack, Nick. Don't worry. Where in the world did he even come from? It's like he just teleported into existence. What the heck? That was weird. So over here we can... Oh my gosh. Fog Ghoul. Okay, we've got new types of ghouls now. I wonder what the Fog Con does. You've got Vim Refresh, which is either a lemon lime flavoring of Moxie, if they ever made a lemon lime version, or you could compare it to something like 7-Up, since I believe Sprite is Coke products. I always get those two backwards. So, as you can see, there's going to be a fusion core for whenever we find some power armor. There is Moxie. I am just going to call it that, because I have to admit, I never even knew Moxie existed until I researched Vim. Apparently, it is a cola that is made and based out of Maine. So, all of the... I don't know what they call the people from Maine, the Maineites, the Mainers. All of the people from Maine are very, very well endowed to the soft drink Moxie, which again, I've never even heard of or seen in any stores. Now, I can say that North Carolina, where I used to live, actually did have something similar. They had Cheerwine, which I don't think I've seen in any other state outside of there. So, just a regional cola.
Hey, here's what I've got.
Going up against the big leagues with Nuka-Cola obviously being Coke. So, let's go ahead. Apparently, we found the game room of this place. Man, it almost makes me want to go to a bowling alley because it's catching all the right points. The heck? I didn't even see the mine. What in the world, unless that thing was it? Sheesh. Combustible bodies all of a sudden. So there is actually a new enemy called the Trapper, and basically, from what I've been able to gather, the Trapper is basically the Raiders of Far Harbor. The main story difference is they have been driven crazy by the fog. So, whereas Raiders just want to get one over on people and do whatever they want to do, the Trappers were basically driven crazy. So, kind of same idea, and it draws a lot of similarities to Point Lookout, the DLC from Fallout 3. I'm noticing quite a few similarities. However, I can say this one is much better fleshed out, I can already tell. And the sad thing is, this is like our first major location outside of Far Harbor itself, and this is already feeling more fleshed out than Point Lookout. So, we see you down there safe, and we will never leave a safe and terminal alone. Literally, our trophy depends on it. So, advanced, instead of our 30, 60, 90s, just go for like 20-degree increments, and you should be okay. Somewhere near the top, and we should be good. And there.
Sweet.
Boom. Basically an ammo resupply, which we definitely need. And let's go ahead. Again, this is a very well done bowling alley. Really love the way they did this. And very interesting that the Boston Bugle actually made it all the way up to Maine. I swear to goodness, the story of Beaver Creek Lanes is literally look at something and immediately get sucker punched by a ghoul. So now that that pointless distraction's out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the terminal. Don't have to hack it this time, that's good. And as you can see here, it's actually a really good way to learn about more of the people of Far Harbor. As you can see there, the different people in the town that have played. And as you can see, we actually do have one of our holotapes of all of our collectibles to 100% Far Harbor. It's actually in the back area. As you can see, there was also an iBot model hiding down by the terminal. So we need to find our way to the main back area. As you can see, mainly just getting the ammo from the ghouls. We are not really interested in much else, just because they always tend to have equipment that literally is just designed to bog you down, kind of like the super mutants. And of course we end up getting another legendary. Is this like 2 or 3 now so far this episode? It is bizarre how many legendary enemies are here. And again, this is literally just our first location we've looked at on Far Harbor. So this is outstanding. Let's go ahead and continue on. Now that we've got that, I have a feeling a lot of this we're just gonna end up selling. And I don't know why all of a sudden the beavers kind of look like Freddy Fazbear. I have no idea if that was intentionally done or if this was before the Five Nights series, but very neat coincidence, as we've got yet another feral threatening everything here. As we go ahead and take care of that distraction, heal our legs so that we're not on crutches, and now we should be okay. So Nick, where do you think this back area is? We know there's something more than just the minor loot that we've seen so far. And indeed, not only are we going to find a holotape, we're going to find a signature legendary weapon as well. I can tell you, I have questions about it. Part of me is not so certain that it's practical. But it's definitely a spectacle. As we go ahead and take out another fog ghoul, I wonder what their gimmick is. I'm guessing you just get irradiated when you're near them, because that seems to be how the fog works. Again, this is completely a blind run for me. It's first time playing Far Harbor. So I really still don't know the full mechanics of how the fog works. I know when you get near it, you get irradiated, and that is the last thing we needed to be legendary. Holy crap! So a legendary glowing one guarding the main office here, and luckily Nick is going to town with this searing shish kebab from Saugus Ironworks. Holy cow! Awesome job, Nick. Jeez. He is a monster with that thing. As we go ahead to get all the weapons, ammo, Sentinel's metal left arm. Well, I guess if you literally just play a character that doesn't ever move, that might be okay. That's kind of a weird one. As you can see back here, we do have a weapons workbench and a chemistry station to offload some of our junk, since we have been teetering on being overweight pretty much our whole time here. So let's just kind of offload whatever we can. If there's anything good that we can do to upgrade our weapons, especially this freezing pistol, because the pipe pistols you can turn all the way into a sniper rifle depending on what mods you give it. So we definitely want something ultimately more rapid fire if there's a way to get it to automatic, because then you'd have a pistol that can pretty much freeze the enemy, which is outstanding. And again, we still can't do anything to that Institute pistol until we start investing in the science perks. So at the moment, I believe that's about all we can do. And again, the whole purpose of this is to get rid of all that junk we've been carrying around, because we have constantly been falling overweight. And this is definitely not the only thing we are looking at today. So over here, same thing with the chemistry station. Basically buff anything. I never really use it. I mean, buff out increases your carrying capacity, it increases your health a little bit because of the endurance. But usually those things just sell for a lot of money. I'm usually just use the Psycho variants, Psycho Jet and all that stuff. And you can pretty much always make these little things. I don't know who in the world's messing with your base that you need to throw caltrops down. I mean, I can't even say the word, but it's just something that's easy to make for experience. And now over here, this terminal actually holds our holotape. So go in here, you can see there's an option to play it. We can just eject it. And just like that, that is taken care of. So, safe control to disengage the safe behind us. And that also shows us, too, our legendary weapon. So again, let's take all the items we're going to need for crafting. And that is not a fat man on the table. That is the new weapon, the striker.
Hell yeah.
And this is where I have my concerns. It's basically the weight of a fat man, and the ammo doesn't go in your ammo because it's bowling balls. Yeah, maybe not.
Remember, head south out of town. You'll find the fog condensers along the road. You can't miss them.
Those fog condensers are back online.
Good. Our water supply was starting to get low. Wasn't sure how much longer we could hold out. Did you find Howard?
He didn't make it.
I should never have let him go out there alone. Well, I said it was paying work. 200 caps should be enough.
Captain, nobody's gonna want to help you out unless you're prepared to pay a fair wage.
Well, I can't argue with that. I suppose I could spare a little more. I can give you 250 caps.
Keeping everyone supplied with water is worth a lot more than that.
You drive a hard bargain, Mainlander. I'll give you 300 caps.
Howard Dunbar died trying to get this job done. His life was sure as hell worth more than that. So is mine.
You're squeezing blood from a stone, stranger. I can give you 400, but not a cap more. Now here's your pay. I've got to start making arrangements for Howard. So I'll say goodbye.
Now, one thing you notice is it did not say Nick disliked that. That's going to be the primary difference between him and Piper. We actually can barter for more money for our things finally. I mean, he is a detective. He's got to get paid too, so I'm sure he completely understands. So, let's go ahead, get some more ammo.
The guns if you got the caps.
Show me what you got.
Make it fast.
And that allows us to basically get rid of everything else we are carrying along, turning it into cash. Your crap for cash. That is basically the roles of those vendors. So, let's go over this way. As you can see, our objective, basically what we are doing is we are immediately jumping into the other quests that we picked up, and that was to eliminate the ghouls at the campground. As you can see, there's old Longfellow still fighting with that trapper. Don't worry, Longfellow, we got it for you. And just like that, he can continue on, and eventually we'll meet back up with him to head to all the synths and ultimately Dima. But for right now, we are on a different mission because I'm curious what Dalton really is. You know, we said last time that I think she's the Mama Murphy of Far Harbor, but until we really get into these quests, we really have no idea. And apparently there's the new chaotic enemies here. We've got wolves, and they look completely different, thankfully, from the Skyrim ones. These look much more evil. Holy moly. So, definitely wasn't expecting that. I guess, the mongrel variants of Far Harbor. And boy, are these things vicious. Jeez. Out of here, both of you. Don't have time to be playing with the wolves. That's you too, buddy. If you don't mind, we don't need anything else biting at us today. I'm sure we're gonna have enough of a time taking out all the feral ghouls. So, get all the wolf stuff, and let's keep it going. It looks like this campground must be on top of the hill, I'm guessing. So, obviously we'll need the shotgun for close-range supremacy. We might be able to snipe them, but with all that fog, you can't really see to snipe. This is a beautiful area, but it is definitely made to hinder snipers, you can tell. Unless you've got that targeting scope that Reba 2 has. And did we find it? I think Well, there's a gulper. We definitely don't want any part of that. Basically, the mutated salamanders. So let's go ahead and head this way instead. I do see cabins. I think that's our spot. And right off the bat, yet another legendary. Are you kidding me? This is the National Park Campground, and I can already see how her family was taken out by this group. I mean, you've literally got a legendary Reaver of all types. So this is going to be rough. Go ahead and just literally juke the thing, just like we did with the gulpers. Only do it with a shotgun, and they'll go down in no time. And that one is probably one we'll just sell. So, is there anything else we need to do here? Some more hiding? And at this point, they are just all one-shot fodder because, again, this shotgun is the one we got by the Lebowski's cannery. And this one does more damage to ghouls. So, much more effective than normal. And I believe we are good. One more, maybe. And, of course, it's a Reaver again. Jeez! Could you all stop it? And just like that, we level up. So, let's go ahead, throw our strength up because I am sick of being over-encumbered, especially as we're exploring a new area.
The island's always watching. Be careful out there.
I wiped out the feral ghouls at the campground.
The hero of our saga returns triumphant. Ha ha! I bet the island didn't see that coming. It's only right you get paid for your troubles. Here's 200 caps for you.
I think I deserve more than that.
I suppose I could part with a little more. Here's another 100 caps. I've been thinking about what's next, and then it came to me. We all love our grandparents, don't we? Kind, gentle, doting, love to spoil you. You'd never want something awful to happen to them. Nobody would. That's why it broke my heart when I lost Grandpa George.
We've all lost someone. You deal with it and you move on. That's life.
Well, we all haven't lost someone like Grandpa George, I can promise you that. A kinder and braver man has never walked these streets. I still remember the day I heard the news about what happened to him. He had a farm little ways north of here. Lived a peaceful life, working the land and not causing anyone trouble. The island sent something after him. A huge monster. Mean as spit, and with claws to snap steel beams. A fog crawler. Grandpa bravely stood his ground. A shotgun in his hands, holding off that terror while the farmhands fled back here. If you can take out that shell-backed devil, it'll send a message loud and clear that says the Daltons never forget when they've been wronged.
That fog crawler's gonna pay. For Grandpa George.
That's the spirit.
For Grandpa George, let's do it! So, right back at the campground, let's go ahead and continue going north. We are basically going all the way up to the water's edge. So, Far Harbor is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, and that is great. As we can see, destroyed houses, so I'm guessing there are unmarked locations here, which is the main thing I live for when it comes to the Fallout franchise, because you just never know what you're going to run across. I absolutely love that Bethesda did that way back in the day and still continuing that with the DLCs. So that means I'm literally gonna have to comb over pretty much every square inch of this island because there's probably all sorts of shenanigans hidden within. So now that we have yet another lock picked and have apparently found another ghoul strong's point, could you all cut it out? It didn't work last time, and you're not even Reavers. Just stop. You're gonna embarrass yourself. Just stay down there. We're a little busy. We got a fog crawler to deal with. And all I can say about these things is they are literally the most ridiculous physical attackers in the entire game. They have a devastating melee attack since they're basically based on the mantis shrimp. And we all know how absurdly powerful the mantis shrimp's attacks are in real life, so you can only imagine a mutated version. Now, I had been warned about these things, and apparently you really just have to get them glitched on the scenery if you don't have overwhelming energy weapons. Because from what I've looked up, they have a whopping 4,000 damage resistance. And a still overwhelming 400 energy resistance. So these things basically don't take damage and they hit like a truck. But let's be honest, they are 10 times more susceptible to energy weapon attacks than ballistic. So, no matter what you use, these things are going to tank it. So let's head on up and make sure before we get in this thing's face to save, because these things are lightning fast and they will knock you out in no time. Let's keep it moving over here. As you can see, sometimes we get radiation damage from the fog, sometimes we don't. So I'm not really sure what the process is for that, and if there's a way to enhance or make it better. So we can see we've almost got like the Grand Canyon here, but I don't see any enemies according to VATS. Let's just run for it. I have no idea if this is part of a different location or what this is, but up we go. Eventually. There we go. So, Dalton Farm is the ultimate goal here, and we're finally seeing numbers on the radar, so let's be careful. Make sure to quick save, because this thing is unpredictable as it gets. And now we absolutely do not want to even attempt regular bullets. Let's go with explosives. Again, its damage resistance is absolutely stupid, and its energy resistance is not much better. My energy pistol is not going to do squat to this thing, so missile launcher it is. And just like that, we have finally made it to Dalton Farm, and we see it is completely in ruin. And says our target is back there. There's Nick, there it is. And again, these things are lightning fast, so be careful. They make the gulpers look tame. Here it comes, so go ahead and let's see if we can play ring around the truck with it. I think we're good as long as we can keep him completely stuck and confused. And that was probably not the smartest idea, but heck, we gotta hit it somehow. I mean, look how little damage this does. I mean, this is 150 base attack on the missile launcher. On top of that, we have the explosives bobblehead to add 15% more to it, and yet still it doesn't barely touch this thing, even at point blank range. I mean, this is ridiculous. So my goal is just to get this thing stuck on the scenery. There's got to be a tree or a car or something that's going to get this thing stuck. In the meantime, just literally launch away. I mean, these missiles are expensive. They're not that easy to come by. And we're literally going to have to throw the entire arsenal at this thing. It is unreal. You know, Grandpa didn't have a prayer on this thing, because even we barely do. And I think that got it. I think it's stuck trying to get up here. Perfect. As you can see, even point blank range, it is hard to damage this thing. I mean, look, this is with the shotgun, very much nothing. I mean, energy weapon does a little bit better. Out of here. Unbelievable. I can only imagine having to go to a place where those things are common. That would be crazy.
Poor old Grandpa George, torn apart by a fog crawler. The island hasn't got a shred of decency.
Grandpa George can rest in peace. The fog crawler is dead.
Wonderful. That's another chapter successfully concluded. You truly are the heroic avenger I hoped you were. With that fog crawler gone, we can send some folks up there to get the place ready for you. That's right. The farm is yours. Your own little piece of the island. It'll take work to get it up and running again, but you'll have help. And here's another 200 caps in gratitude for your service to the great Dalton lineage.
Surely a heroic Avenger deserves more than 200 caps.
I can agree to that. Here's another 100 caps. Now, I don't have to tell you that the bonds of blood and family are strong. As strong as any a person can know. But if you ask me, the strongest among them is the bond that exists between two married people. That's why the last part of this tale is the hardest one for me to tell.
Believe me, I know exactly how you feel.
If that's true, then I'm sorry to hear it. Perhaps we'll confront our pain together. My late husband, Daniel, was the best fisherman this island ever saw. He and his crew had a favorite fishing spot out by Brooks Head Lighthouse. One day, a day I'll never forget, I see Danny's boat pulling up with his crewmen all shouting and carrying on. Turns out some trappers moved into the lighthouse. No doubt because the island told them to. They're all crazier than a bag of mole rats. Their leader was having a little target practice. Shot Danny right between the eyes. Killed him, just like that. You go and get that son of a bitch. You make him pay for doing the island's bidding.
I'll make that trapper pay.
All right, then. Remember, trappers may be half crazy from the fog, but they still know how to use a gun.
How about that? We literally answered our own question in this series. We finally have ourselves a settlement here at Far Harbor. And here we thought she was just a crazy old lady. Unbelievable. Expect the unexpected, especially when it comes to Fallout. So, now that we've got ourselves a new settlement to work with, let's go ahead and be proactive because I see these fog condensers are not working. Let's just go ahead and repair this because we definitely don't want a settlement where you're not even protected from the fog. That would be ridiculous. So, did we actually get ahead of something here? Yep. Condensers down at Dalton Farm. So I'm guessing that's something that may have popped up later in the game. I'm not sure. But the neat thing about it is you can see when they're running, what do we have now? Gulper. Okay. Now these things are the exact opposite of the fog crawlers. They are more resistant to energy weapons. So you absolutely want to use ballistics on them. As we saw, the same strategy of spin and poke still works beautifully on these things. I'm sure there'll be a Gulper variant that's absolutely going to blow our strategy apart, but take advantage of it while we can for now. So, as we were saying, let's make sure all 3 fog condensers are back up and running, and just like that, that quest is done. So, let's continue on our way, finally giving us a place to rest. What was that? Fireball. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we did learn in the last episode that the anglers are quite squishy. I'm not sure how they are with energy weapons, but we saw with Reba 2, they do take pretty normal damage from what I was able to tell by just the sniper rifle. So I think we're okay with ballistics, but this is a glowing variant. So this thing's not going to go down anywhere near as easy. And considering it spit fire at us, I would say it's probably immune to fire. So us burning it with the Institute pistol probably won't do anything. So at this point, I do not trust this thing as far as I can throw it. You know, it's launching fireballs as long range, but I'm sure it probably also has really brutal close range attacks too. So the thing with these, I'm guessing, is we just need to hit it with overwhelming force. So again, try to get it stuck on the scenery if we can. Over here, with it being glowing, I'm pretty sure we're going to get irradiated just being near the thing. So let's go ahead, get him out, get the troll out from under our bridge, if you don't mind. And these things are relatively fast. I'm kind of surprised. Let's go ahead as he's trying to burn down our whole neighborhood. Good grief, buddy. Could you stop with the loogies already? We don't need it. We don't have time for it. And geez, look how much damage he does. Holy cow. Okay, so they are literally like the glass cannons of Far Harbor because they hit like a dang truck. Let's go ahead, and again, we cannot get him to drop. Luckily, it looks like he's going after Nick, so let's take advantage of that. And we may not have the AP, but we can cheese it. Just aim with VATS, that gets us locked on target, back out and fire. That way we are just as accurate as if we used VATS. And just like that, he is out of here, and the farm is ours. So, now as you can see, I skipped ahead to make some improvements. I finally put us a house in here. As you can see, down here by the water's edge is actually where the workshop is. So you can store all your junk and not have to cart it around with us. Obviously, we will care more about settlement billing at a different time. I don't like to waste time during the actual videos for this. Usually those are done on live stream. But what an adventure. I never in 1,000 years would have thought Dalton would have ended up giving us a settlement. That is outstanding. And Far Harbor is just such an amazing experience. If you've not already, please check out the Fallout 4 playlist. Like, share, comment, subscribe so more can see our videos. See you next time. Take care, everyone.